From the islands of Aotearoa to the island of Oahu, 3 Kiwi talents, one shared journey. Welcome to the Kiwihooper podcast.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Hi, my name is Rebecca Moors. I'm from Auckland, New Zealand.
Hi, I'm Ritorya Tamilo. I'm from Auckland, New Zealand.
I'm Bailey Flavell and I'm from Auckland, New Zealand too.
Ritorya, I have met you last time when you played against UC Davis. Rebecca, I don't know if you remember this, but I met you first when you were working at the North Shore Event Center in one of the games. And Bailey, I have never met you in person before, but I heard so many great things about you. So looking forward to have this conversation with you. There's special kind of trust that come from sharing a home country. What is the specific moment on or off the court where one of you guys said something that only a fellow Kiwi could truly understand?
I think it's probably more just our slang and the way we speak, I guess. But I mean, like Ritorya and I being here for a year now, some of the other players, the Aussies, are pretty used to it. So I can't think of one specific moment.
Bailey says keen a lot.
Yeah.
She's keen. And so all the coaches have started picking up on keen. And now they start using it whenever they can.
That's funny. That's awesome. Now, who handed you your first basketball? I will start with you, Rebecca.
I think I started playing like primary school just because my older siblings were playing it. So just with them, like in the backyard, having fun. Yeah.
Obviously, you have many siblings, and some of them have D1 college experience, especially your older brother and your older sister. What was the biggest challenge for you to get to where you are right now?
To have confidence and trust in myself and the work I've put in. And, you know, even though watching James and Jess, my older siblings, go overseas, I think it was not being complacent in my journey and still putting in the work to get myself where I am today.
Ritorya, now handing the mic to you. Who handed you your first basketball?
I started playing in year 7 back at Barradine, but I was originally playing netball, and then they needed someone to fill in for the basketball team, and someone was like, oh, I know someone tall, and then so from then on I just started playing from there. But I'm the first in my family to play basketball, so I was that was me paving my own journey.
What was the biggest challenge for you to get to where you are?
Having to make sacrifices, like, you know, hang out with friends or going out places. And then same as Rebecca, just building on my confidence and improving my game, and just like me not having anyone to kind of, like, obviously being the first in my family to play basketball, I had to kind of learn everything by myself and by all the training camps that I would go to. So yeah, I would say that.
Bailey, who was the first person to hand you your first basketball?
Yeah, probably be my dad, like my parents. Like I probably started playing when I started primary school, and I joined my older brother's like team. There wasn't really a girls' team, so I just joined in with him. And then I just from then on, like my parents both played, so it was really helpful having them there. They were always there to help me along the way and stuff.
What was the biggest challenge for you to get to where you are?
Yeah, I'd probably say just sacrifices, not being able to hang out with friends and like missing out on stuff, and then also like coming here, like being away from family. I think just constantly traveling and like playing in different countries. Yeah, I guess that's probably just been the toughest thing.
You all took different paths through the New Zealand basketball system. What was one game that you played really well that made you realize that, oh, I'm different?
I'd probably say one of my favorite games was my last high school game at Nationals, the finals game, winning that championship back-to-back with the girls, that I've been with for the past 5 years. Was just such a cool experience. And obviously with Bronwyn and Nala being coaching me, Nala since intermediate. So that was definitely one of my favorite memories.
I think throughout high school and our high school games is when I kind of realized, like, oh, I'm kind of good at this. Like, I could, go further with this sport. And then when I started getting more exposure through, like, Auckland reps, and then when tour friends reached out to me, that's when I was really, like, it really made me realize I can do a lot more with this sport.
Maybe the Under-17 World Cup. I think that was a pretty good campaign for myself, and definitely had some, like good games where I definitely, like made me realize that I can definitely like compete internationally, and that, I can do well.
How did you get recruited tell me one thing that really stood out during the recruitment process that makes you go, okay, Hawaii is the one.
So I was recruited by Coach Alex, and I think with our first meeting, he was just so down to earth. I think some of the coaches I spoke with, it was very professional, very all business, whereas with him, I could tell this was going to be a proper relationship and they really care about their players. So that stood out to me. And then also him, obviously, coming down to nationals to watch me and then see some of the other Kiwi girls, that just really showed me like they are committed to this, they believe in me, and I guess that just showed their confidence in me. So that was probably the biggest factor.
I was also recruited by Coach Alex. He came to nationals, and that's where I first spoke to him there. I would say the recruitment process was really confusing for me. Like, I didn't know much about college basketball in the States, and so I was not really aware of anything. But yeah, after talking to Alex and the coaching staff here at Hawaii, I just, like Rebecca, quickly realized like we can banter with them. It's like a fun relationship. It's not just strictly business. So yeah, and coming here, you definitely like, you know that they're caring about us on and off the court, like as players and people.
I think the main factor was just like the coaches, like all of them, like they have built such a good relationship with their players, and I think the culture on the team, from the players and from the coaches, was something that really stood out to me and was something that I really wanted to be a part of.
Yeah, we all went on official visits as well, and so we were able to see the team culture here. And like for me personally, being like Samoan, a lot of Polynesian roots in Hawaii, so for me it felt like home.
What was your first impression about Hawaii, and what do you think? One thing that you were surprised about Hawaii?
I mean, I've been to Hawaii, like me and my family went when I was younger, so I already had an idea. Yeah, I love going to the beach, so
I mean, that's a huge selling point of Hawaii. So everybody's going to Hawaii because the famous beach, beautiful scenery, and all that. For sure, definitely. Victoria?
I'm not gonna lie, when I got off the plane, I was like, "Oh, it's hot here!" Like it's really hot. That was my first impression. Like, but then you come out into like outside of the airport, and you see like the culture, like the love that everyone has for each other here, and so I thought that was really cool. And something that shocked me was like the accents. Just hearing everyone with an American accent is so weird.
I would probably say the same thing. Like the culture here was just very special. Felt like home a lot. I think that's one big factor. Is you're going to be overseas for 4 years, and you want to feel the most, I guess, at ease as you possibly can. And so Hawaii definitely was that for me. And then I think shock would definitely be the accents as well. But not only like other people's accents, but also them not understanding my own accent and like having to speak slowly or repeat yourself. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully we're not picking up American accents yet. So
As a trio, you have built-in support system that most international players don't. How do you hold each other accountable if one of you guys are having an off day? What was the process for other two to step in to lift that person?
off the court, like just have a laugh, and I think just bring each other back down to earth. Like, hey, it's not that serious. Like, you're fine. Just giving each other those words of encouragement. I think that just really helps.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the court as well, like just having those little conversations with each other, just like same as off court, like it's fine, just move on, next play mentality, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all pretty good at like, handling it ourselves. But I think just us being all close, like, I know I can always go to them and like talk to them about anything, and I think that's just comforting, like having that here, because like you said, not many internationals like get that at their college. So no, I think it's been really helpful.
Looking a few years down the track, how do you hope the success of this Kiwi Trio experiment at Hawaii will change the pathway for the next generation of girls in New Zealand?
Being an inspiration to the younger girls, the girls in high school, intermediate back home right now, and I guess showing them that this is a journey that they can do themselves, that it is possible, and just being that role model for those younger girls back home, because I think growing up we didn't really get exposed to that as much, with social media now being such a big factor in basketball and exposure. I think that's a really cool opportunity for us to be that role model for those younger girls now.
Yeah, and especially when our season's finished and we go back home, just being able to like give back to the community and just helping out with like camps or anything like that. So I think that shows like, yeah, just as like us being a role model to the younger girls.
Just going back home and like being able to talk to like the younger girls, you know, who I played with and, you know, who probably look up to us, and yeah, being able to give back and give advice to them.
Let's get into a little bit of personal questions. What is a fear that you have overcome and how did you do it? Let's start with Rebecca.
I think my fear probably just be moving out of home, being away from my family and friends for the first time. Like, I traveled a lot during my senior year of high school, but it's different obviously when you're away for 10, 11 months. You know, I didn't go home at all during last year's season, so I think just being able to get used to that and building a new support system here.
Yeah, I would say the same as Rebecca. Just like for me, my biggest fear was moving away from home and like not knowing what was going to happen. So like I didn't know what to expect when coming to Hawaii, and so I was really scared about that. But my family was really supportive and helped me to realize like everything's going to be okay. And once I got here, I realized like everything is okay. But yeah, just overcoming that fear of moving away from home and then getting over the homesickness once you're here.
Like, I mean, I lived in Aussie for a bit before I came here, which I think honestly that adjustment was probably like harder because it was like my first time like living by myself. But so I think coming here was actually wasn't as tough because I had that already. But I think yeah, just moving out like away from home and like, you know, always being around your parents and your siblings, traditions like Christmas and stuff. But I think yeah, just that's just the main thing, just yeah, being away from family and stuff.
What is one piece of advice that you received that you initially ignored, but later realized that was absolutely right?
I think honestly would be from Coach Flo. I remember our first like couple of away trips. He would speak to me a lot and just tell me about like how, you know, it's a journey and just you got to be patient and trust in your own work and yourself. And I think at first I was just like so set on being a certain player or getting to a certain point so fast that I just ignored that. I was like, no, like whatever, I can do it all. Like I'm gonna do this right now and I'm gonna do really well in school and I'm gonna, you know, have all these great habits. But I think later on you realize like, no, like yeah, he was right. You can take your time, just trust in your foundation that you've built and let that grow. And then I think just being able to see your vision clearly for the future, not just trying to rush everything into, you know, 1 week or 1 month.
Definitely a great piece of advice not to rush and just kind of soak it in and trust the process, I guess.
I would probably say, like, when I was younger, first starting out basketball, my parents would always tell me to, like, put the work in, but I was kind of, like, lazy and wouldn't really want to, or, like, wouldn't do the extra work, you know? And so I quickly realized that I can't make my way, like, further into this sport without having to, do the work and preparations and improve my game before. So I learned that lesson. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably say like how everyone's journey is different. Like I guess when my mum probably tells me that a lot, and then but it's probably not something I like fully like understood till later on. And I think just knowing that everyone's on a different path and on a different journey and they're going to go through different stuff. So just really just like focusing on myself.
Knowing what you know now, what advice would you give your 12-year-old self?
Just having like a good balance. Like I think it's important to like work hard, obviously, and like having a balance in life with friends outside of basketball too, playing other sports. Because I think that's important and that will like grow your love for basketball even more.
Take in all the experiences. I think I kind of would overlook my achievements a lot and just kind of brush it off. It's not that big of a deal, like, oh, I did that all the time, whatever. But I would say just kind of, actually be proud of myself and just take the time to, like, take it all in.
That's actually a really interesting point that you raised up, because I think coming from New Zealand, we all have that in common where we have been told to be humble. Yeah. We try not to over celebrate your achievement and things like that. But I think it's very important to take up those small wins. Yeah. For you to progress further. So, like that's a really good point.
Being able to be in the present and enjoy where you're at right now. And then the same thing with achievements, like knowing that I am where I always dreamed of being like 3-4 years ago, and just being able to enjoy that and I guess acknowledge your accomplishments. And you're allowed to have obviously future goals, but just recognizing like where you came from, where you started, and just soaking it all in.
What is something that you're deeply grateful for but have never expressed? I will start with you, Rebecca.
Honestly, probably Ritorya. Like, she's my roomie, and so coming in together, we moved into an apartment instead of the dorm. So we were a bit lost trying to figure out, how to cook for ourselves, how to clean, like just all those basic things like that you wouldn't really, I guess, think of like moving in together. And like we knew each other a little bit before coming here, but obviously living together, going to school together, being on the basketball team, we've become very close. And I think I wouldn't have, been able to be where I am now without having her like with me and just being able to help each other get through our like freshman season together and our seasons to come. So
That's amazing. Now you're putting her on pressure that she probably have to say as you.
That was my answer. I'm Bailey now. I'm Bailey. No, I mean, yeah, having both of them now, it's like I've just got like two sisters on the team basically, and so, yeah, especially with Bex, just everything she said. Like we would cry together, like laugh together, be angry together. I don't know. We were just able to like tell each other everything, and so we've been really close lately. And now we can bring Bailey into that, I guess. But yeah, that's
Awesome.
it.
That's awesome. Anything to add on, Bailey?
Yeah, no, I'll just say the same. Like, I think it was such a big influence, having them here. Like, I think it just like put me at ease a lot. Like all the hard stuff we talked about leaving family and stuff. I think just having them here, like it just already created an instant like home away from home. And then like I came here straight away and I like lived with them for a couple of days. Like I think it just made the adjustment like really easy. And I think I'm super grateful for them showing me the ropes and everything. So yeah.
Amazing. That's great to hear. Now, my follow-up question for that, the previous answer, what was the first meal that you cooked for each other, Rebecca and Victoria? Do you remember what did you cook first? You don't have to tell the whole shebang. You can say one kind of dish.
Originally, I think we were gonna sort of do like, we'll alternate, nights cooking for each other, and I think we did that for a solid week until we got sick of it. But I just knew how to cook like mince and rice and pasta, so I think I just did like a little taco night for us. And then, what'd you cook?
I did homemade burgers.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, had the whole setup,
Nice.
Yeah.
Bailey, have you cooked anything for them yet? Or
no, I came here. They cooked me bacon and eggs for breakfast.
Okay.
And I think burgers for dinner. But no, I'm in the dorm, so I don't. Okay. Yeah, I don't be cooking.
She don't worry about that.
Yeah, but I'm excited to cook next year.
Before I go into the question from our last guest, I'm gonna do a 3-man we drill. So it's a rapid fire question. You gotta point at the person without speaking. Who is most likely to be late? Who is better cook?
That's not right. That's not right.
I didn't say
you haven't even cooked.
Well, no, I just say myself.
Who would likely to finish a block of Whittaker chocolate first?
Me. Bailey eats everything.
Who does the most push-ups?
Oh.
Okay. Who is more flexible?
Oh, not me. It's you.
Yeah.
If you were entering a 1 million winner takes all 3-on-3 tournament, you can only select tour ferns and people that played in NCAA before. So you have to draft 3 other teammates with you to entering that competition to win it all.
Oh, gotta choose my pal Palace hockey under. So, yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Sean Rabati.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'll take Shelley Sledge-Walker.
I'm gonna take Ezra McGoldrick.
I'm gonna take Crystal Ledger-Walker.
I'll take Panina. Yeah.
I'll take Taylor Dalton.
Oh, I'll take Matt. Yeah, I'll take Makita.
My last pick, I'm gonna take Yeah, I'll take Stella back.
Once you won that $1 million, they tell you that you can't spend it on yourself and you can't give it to your family and close friends. How would you use that $1 million? I will start from you first, Rebecca.
I'll probably just use it to give back, like help out the community back home, New Zealand.
Run some camps, do something for the little girls and boys like over in New Zealand. Can't buy myself a holiday.
Well, yeah, like, so can't buy a holiday. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably just give back, and maybe to like the people that helped me, even like my school and stuff like that. And then yeah, I agree with Tori, like running like some camps or something like that.
The previous guest of our podcast gave you a question.
My question is, what's the toughest matchup that they've had to play against? Or who's the toughest matchup they've had to play against?
Mine would probably be Asia Cup last year. What is she, 7 foot?
7'3".
In China, I think it was just difficult with the height aspect, but obviously a great experience to be able to play someone, in the 7 foot range. I don't think I ever would have expected that. So just a really cool experience to have that.
That was my exact answer. Playing, what's her name? Zhang Ziyu or something. Yeah, I've never felt so small in my life, but she was definitely the hardest to guard.
I would probably say playing the opals, having to mark like Steph Reed and Maddie Rocci. Oh, and playing Jazz Shelley in NBL1. So I think like those Aussie guards were probably like my like toughest matchups that I've had to play in my life. It was a cool experience though.
Now it's your turn to give our next guest your questions. So next week, we're going to sit down with another incredible talent who will break the barrier overseas. Just say we're going to go full court press on that person and the story that you don't want to miss. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. And I'm looking forward to see you guys play this season. And hopefully I'll go to one of your games. So thank you, girls.
Thanks for having us.